The if function alone can handle one conditional comparison, but sometimes this is not enough and more comparisons are needed. Today we will introduce the and or function into our formula. This will provide additional comparisons into our data as this video will demonstrate. Please open the logical workbook and go to the logical and or tab to follow along in the lesson. Here we are on our spreadsheet and I have added some data for us to work with. But before we get started on our data, I would like to break down the formula to more manageable pieces. So the example reads equal sign and the word and. Then you have the formula closed in the parentheses. Formula 1 reads C5 is greater than or equal to the number 3. Then it's separated by the second formula which reads D5 is greater than or equal to the number 3500. So in order for a true value to be returned, both C5 and D5 must be equal to or greater to the comparisons. So let's go ahead and look at our data and we'll plug the formula in and see the results that we get. Okay, so let's begin by placing our mouse inside of cell E5. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and type our formula. So this is saying that in order to qualify for this discount, our customer, Jamie, will have to have been with the company more than 3 years and have spent at least $3,500. So let's begin by typing the equal sign, followed by the word and. Now we'll go ahead and place our first parentheses. Then let's go ahead and click inside of cell C5. Now I want to go ahead and place our operator sign, which will be the greater than and the equal sign. So this is saying again that C5 has to be greater than or either equal to the number 3 to qualify. Okay, so now that we have done that, let's go ahead and place a comma to separate our formulas. Now let's go ahead and select cell D5. Okay, now I would like to go ahead and place my operator sign, which will be a greater than and an equal sign. So this is basically saying that D5 has to be equal to or greater than 3,500 to qualify for the discount. So both criteria will need to be met. So after I've placed my operator sign, I'm going to go ahead and type the number 3,500 and I'm going to go ahead and close out the parenthesis. So looking at Jamie Taylor's information, it appears that both criteria have been met. Let's go ahead and hit enter and see if we return a true. Okay, that looks great. So Jamie qualifies for the discount. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for Ricky. And once we do Ricky, we'll go ahead and drag the remainder down. Let's begin by typing the equal sign and the word and. Let's place our first parenthesis. Now let's go ahead and select cell C6. Again, let's go ahead and place our operator sign, which is greater than or equal to. Let's go ahead and type the number 3 and the comma sign. Okay, so that's our first formula. Let's begin our second formula. Let's select D6. Let's go ahead and type our operator sign, which is greater than and equal. And again, let's go ahead and type 3,500 and close it out with the parenthesis. So again, this is saying that in order for Ricky to qualify for this discount, Ricky will have to have been with the company at least 3 years and have already spent at least $3,500. Now this should return false in this case because Ricky has not met both criteria. Ricky has been with the company for 3 years, but he has only spent $1,500. So let's go ahead and select enter and see if we get a false return. Okay, and as you can see, it does return a false. Now I would like to go ahead and autofill the rest of my selection. Let's go ahead and select cell E6. Let's get the black cross mode. Now let's go ahead and drag it all the way down to E13. Okay, so now you see I have a series of true and false. James Williams does qualify because he has been with the company 5 years and have spent $5,000. Frank Johnson does not qualify. Valerie Taylor has met both criteria. Ashley Thompson has been with the company for 10 years, but she has failed to spend the required amount, so she does not qualify. Susan Willis has met the criteria. Monica Moore has barely met the criteria because she is equal to 3 and she is equal to $3,500, but she does qualify. Ernest Edwards qualifies as well. Okay, so now next we're going to look at the OR feature. So in order for the customer to qualify for the next discount, they would have to have been with the company at least 3 years or have spent a minimum of $3,500. So in this case, they only need to meet one of those criteria. So let's click inside of cell K5 and let's look at our formula. So as you can see, I have the same formula that we were using for the AND feature. So the only thing I need to do here is simply back out and type OR. It's pretty much the same formula, so this is a really easy fix. So let's go ahead and take a look at Thomas Taylor. So Thomas has been with the company for 4 years and has spent $6,500. Let's go ahead and click enter and see if we get a yes. So Thomas does qualify for the discount. And so in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and drag it down because it is the exact same formula with the exception of we are using OR instead of AND. So let's go ahead and select cell K5. Let's hover until we get the black cross. And let's go ahead and drag it all the way down. Now let's review our results. So Sally has not met either criteria. Rhonda William has met both criteria. Felicia Johnson has met one. She met the 4-year criteria. Chris Taylor has already spent over $7,500, so he meets the criteria as well. Amber Thompson has been with the company for 10 years. She's only spent $600. But the 10 years does qualify her for the discount. Michelle Willis has met both criteria. And Monsell Moore has met one criteria, which is the $3,500. Ernest Edwards has met both criteria as well. So let's go ahead and make a few adjustments to these numbers to see if we can trigger a false. I'm going to change Ernest to 2 years, and I'm going to change his amount spent to $900. Now this should trigger a false. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the same for Chris. Chris has spent $7,500. I'm going to change that to $750. Okay, so as we can see, our formula is working correctly. And I'm going to go ahead and close out the lesson from here. I will see you in the next lesson where we will combine the if statement with the and or feature. So that wraps up this lesson from Microsoft Excel. I hope that you are getting the most out of these level up lessons. Please do let us know if you have questions or concern. Take a break if you need to, and we will see you in the next video.